Hello, speech by Benimusik. The main headline of this speech is being rational is an indicator that you are highly intoxicated by Benimusik Instagram. Speech by Benimusik Instagram. The ability to judge in science topics for rational people is like judging in science topics while being highly intoxicated by Benimusik Instagram. Being rational means you look through a glass onion while judging in science by Benimusik Instagram. Cats can see in the dark, ratio sex heart by Benimusik Instagram. Cats can see in the dark. Cats can see in the dark, ratio sex heart is Mitsubishi heart is girl's heart by Benimusik. Benimusik has a light blue girl's heart. Star electricity by Benimusik Instagram. Ratio is what the German author ETAHoffmann describes by Benimusik. And sexual impotent scientist can't see rationally by Benimusik Instagram. Ratio sex heart, Mitsubishi heart, ratio sex heart, Fluxkompensator by Benimusik. Back to the Future. The best electronics comes out of Japan. Everyone knows it. It's doubted in a way in Back to the Future too, I think. Weird, really weird. Let's go. So this is the sheet. Oops. So the sheet in a bit another way, combining with the theses I say today in the speech that are true. For people that are more interested in aestheticity, aesthetic, written in a nicer way, like in picture or something, from a book of the author ETAHoffmann. Where, of course, the most aesthetic thing on this good picture is, of course, Lothar Matthäus' Libero Soccer World Cup in the year 1994 in the United States of America, the land of my dreams, land of hope and glory. Let's go. So let's look at the time. For me, it's very important. I said it. Being rational is an indicator that you are highly intoxicated by Benimusik. It's not a joke. Combined with the theses, the three Mitsubishi jewels, ratio sex heart. If you cut two of these, you can't see really. It's really important because, as an example, for example, a scientist, a sexual impotent scientist can't see rationally by Benimusik. It's important because of the deeper thesis. If a scientist is, for example, sexual impotent, it's a problem because being rational or highly rational means that you are intoxicated. You are on a drug, you are highly rational perhaps because of you took a drug, and being highly rational or being rational in generally means that you can't see, you can't judge really. It's important because at universities especially in Germany, being rational is so important, but being rational means that you have problems to judge in science, not in law or in juristically topics, in science. And it's weird because being rational is so important in science and at universities and in universities, but being rational and highly rational means that you can't see really. But it's true, it's not a romantic thesis, and this is a gag in it. Cut sexuality, being really impotent sexually, for example, leads and perhaps even psychologists would say it's true, although I don't like psychology. If you're sexually impotent, you are not good in being good in science, where you have to judge mainly rational, because being rational or highly rational means you can't see really. You make mistakes, and this is a gag in it. Ratio that is so important in science, in physics or something, is in reality what this author is describing, ETAHoffmann, and this is a gag where parrots fly out of a tea glass with dust around, and people are talking really crazy things. This is ratio. And the behavior of the professors at universities, at Karlsruhe, for example. But being rational means you look through a GlassOnion. It's a quote by the Beatles, by the band The Beatles from the White Album. And looking through a GlassOnion means you can't judge in science. And this is what ratio is an indicator for. That you look through a GlassOnion, that you can't judge in science. But ratio is in Germany sign for you're very clear, you're good in science, but it's the other way around. Being rational or highly rational means you look almost like a sexual impotent man or girl, look through a GlassOnion in the topic being able to judge good in science. Let's go on. I like this man. I like this man here, Syd Barrett. It's one of my greatest heroes. It's a magazine I bought in London when I was there in the year 1996. I was in London several times. The last time homeless, everyone knows it, but in the year 1996 I was in London. It's one of my greatest heroes, Syd Barrett. I combine him in my mind with ETAHoffmann, the German author, in a way. Gula Shaker, I love them dearly. Good magazine. Okay. So let's go on. Where have it? Really quick. Sergey, Wendy, Irene, Ting ASMR, the Asian pop stars, the 4 girls. They are 24 hours in their studio. They do really have a lot of fun, and they are every second better in science in their 24 hours a day lasting TV show than a rational professor in the everything has to be said world if it should be scientifically good. Let's start. I hope the time will last. Be really quick. Musicology is weirder than histology. The gag in it is it's very easy. Okay, C, G, C, G, C. But I too, C, G, C, G, C. If the E is harmonically right, I don't know, but the weird musicologists would say, yeah, you could say here mathematical radix, then you go to 7, it's similar to in G7, and a limit mathematically meant, and then mathematically radix leads to, this would make sense then as a conclusion at the end, something like that. I hope the time will last. So I have a few seconds still. And this is a gag in it that musicology is a weird cosmos and it's similar to histology. Yeah. So let's go on further, but I think the time is over now. A quick wisdom I could. Yeah. Rudi Völler. I believe him that Rudi Völler, the soccer player, had already sex. I believe him that somehow. I believe in Sami Molcho not, but I feel it somehow. The soccer player Rudi Völler had already had sex. I think it's true, yeah. Sami Molcho, ahoy!